Before you skip this video, I charge you to do one thing. Anticipate about the aftermost time you were talking to a woman and had absolutely no abstraction what she was thinking. You're continuing there, aggravating to apprehend the room, apprehensive if she's absorbed or aloof, actuality polite. You epitomize the chat in your arch 100 times afterward. You additional assumption everything. Here's the accuracy cipher tells you. She was already giving you the acknowledgement the absolute time. Not with words, with her body. And the agrarian part, scientists accept absolutely advise this. Analysis from UCLA begin that up to 93% of all animal admonition is nonverbal. That agency words, the affair best guys captivate over, annual for abandoned 7% of what's absolutely actuality communicated. She was speaking to you in an accent you aloof didn't apperceive how to read. That changes today because in this video I'm activity to breach bottomward the exact concrete signals that women affectation aback they are already admiring to someone. These aren't theories. These are documented, researched, absolute behavioral patterns. And already you apperceive them, you cannot unsee them. Fair warning, what you're about to apprentice will absolutely change how you adapt every alternation you accept with a woman from this point forward. Stay with me because the third arresting activity to share, that one surprises absolutely everyone alike therapists. Okay, so here's article absolutely alluring about animal attraction. Women are biologically and socially far added sophisticated communicators than men. Studies in behavioral attitude consistently actualization that women use added nonverbal cues, added facial microexpressions, and added attenuate concrete signals during amusing interactions than their macho counterparts. It's not a stereotype. It's absolutely backed by decades of research. And yet, somehow, the dating admonition apple has spent best of its time teaching men what to say to women rather than what to observe. This is candidly a little ironic, right? You're handed a script. Say this opener. Use this line. Acknowledge with his improvement aback the woman in advanced of you is about captivation upper advance that reads, I'm interested. Or, I'm not through annihilation but her posture, her eye contact and the bend of her feet. As her feet. We'll get to that. The acceptable account is that already you accept what to attending for, aggregate becomes clearer. The all-overs fades. The additional academic stops. You stop alleviative every chat like a academic bold and start seeing it for what it absolutely is. A two-way barter area both bodies are consistently communicating whether they apprehend it or not. So here's how this video is structured. Where activity through the key anatomy accent signals one by one, answer the science abaft why they happen, what they beggarly in absolute situations, and best importantly, how to acquaint the aberration amid 18-karat allure signals and aloof actuality friendly. Because yes, that acumen affares enormously and best guys get it wrong. Let's get into it. Let's alpha with articles so fast, so abrupt that best bodies never carefully annals it, but your academician does. It's alleged the countenance flash. A back edition sees a actuality they're absolutely blessed to see or admiring too, their eyebrows aimlessly accession for an atom of a second. We're talking about a division of a second, maybe less. It's an absolutely automatic micro-announcement which is absolutely what makes it so valuable. You can affect it a smile. You can fake enthusiasm. You cannot affected the countenance flash. Anthropologist Irene Abelfelt spent years belief this above assorted continents and cultures. Abandoned tribes in Papua and New Guinea, communities in Africa, populations in Europe and Asia. And begin that the countenance beam was a accepted animal greeting arresting associated with recognition, approval and yes, attraction. It doesn't accord to one culture. It belongs to all of us. So here's how this plays out in an absolute scenario. You airing into a room. You make eye acquaintance with a woman above the space. In that brief second, afore the smile alike forms on her face, her eyebrows briefly lift. Again they drop. Again she smiles. That sequence, that's not a coincidence. That's analysis accomplishing what analysis does. Now here's the acumen that matters. A aloof glance doesn't aftermath and countenance flash. Affable accepting doesn't aftermath and countenance flash. But 18-karat action at seeing addition or award addition visually ambrosial about consistently does. So the abutting time you bolt a woman's eyes from above the room, don't aloof attending for the smile. Attending for what happens a bisected additional afore the smile. That tiny about airy lift. That's the honest part. This abutting one is subtle but berserk cogent already you accept it. Here's a accuracy about animal psychology. We aimlessly assure our claimed amplitude from bodies we're not adequate with. Claimed amplitude isn't aloof or amusing nicety. It's an acutely active, careful aptitude rooted in survival. Aback you feel unsafe, threatened, or artlessly aloof in someone, your anatomy positions itself to advance best distance. The about face is additionally true. Aback a woman is admiring to someone, she will generally afterwards alike acumen it, gradually abutting the concrete ambit amid them over the advance of a conversation. This isn't a affecting move. It's not a bound above the room. It's a slow, about ephemeral drift, a bisected footfall advanced while laughing, a slight angular when making a point, our about face in her armchair that brings her aloof a few inches closer. Amusing psychologists alarm this adjacency gluttonous behavior. And it's one of the clearest nonverbal indicators of 18-karat absorption because it happens unconsciously. She's not thinking, I should move afterpiece to arresting attraction. Her anatomy is aloof, responding to the affecting cull she's already feeling. Here's the absolute test though, and this is important. If you move aback slightly, maybe about face your weight, step back an inch, does she authority her position or does she alluvian advance to abutting that gap again? If she closes the gap alike slightly, that tells you everything. If she doesn't, if she absolutely seems adequate by the added space, that additionally tells you everything. This is one of those signals that works as a two-way analytic, and it's absolutely accustomed to analysis because you're not accomplishing annihilation weird. You're aloof, adjusting your stance. The amplitude amid two bodies in a conversation, it's not neutral. It's information. Hey, this is the one I promised you earlier. And honestly, aback I Aboriginal came above this research, I had to apprehend it twice. Your all-overs are allegedly the best honest allotment of your body. Here's why. We absorb astronomic brainy activity managing our facial expressions.